Thanks so much. You haven't got rid of me that easy. So as I said at the beginning, I wear two hats. My substantive job is program director for Legacy Foundation, which is the charitable arm of Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited. And we see ourselves as strengthening communities and transforming one. So it's going to be a quick presentation. We're going to go through who we are, our mission focus. I want to talk to you about getting back and you becoming donors, how your support can help us back home, how we can give, how we make sure what we do is we're accountable for the money that we get and the difference, again, that you can make. So we're the charitable arm of the Barbados Public Workers Credit Limited. And we're committed to making a lasting impression in Barbados. Now, as a credit union, we do a lot to help members. We have a robust social outreach program. So as a member, you can come to us and ask us for assistance. It could be rent assistance. It could be food assistance, medical. As a member, you can come and ask for that. If you remember right at the beginning, as I said, we have over 120,000 members out of 170,000 working people in Barbados. So we tapped almost every household. What the members realized was we need to do more. We have so many people that are members. How do we extend and help more people in Barbados? Because as a credit union, it's member helping member. We're restricted from using the profits of members' funds as a credit union from going and just giving it away like that. So the member said, let's set this foundation up. And it's called Legacy. We've been going for 10 years. And we look at the macro level. So we don't help individuals. We fund projects. So we award grants to projects that have a broad community impact. And I'll show you some of those a bit later. Those projects we look for are sustainable projects. So not vanity projects, not something that's going to happen today and then tomorrow it disappears and the investment that we have made is gone. Yeah? So we carefully select every project that we work with. There are three key areas that you can apply for funding from Legacy. Your project must touch either wellness, empowerment, or learning. And if you think about it, that's a whole gamut. And we left it broad intention. We didn't want you to narrowly focused. We want to help as many people as we can. And most of our projects cross over. Yeah? Empowerment and learning tend to cross over more so. Yeah? Wellness and empowerment also tend to cross over. And we see a little bit about that. We serve vulnerable and underserved communities across the island. We're not looking to help anyone who can help themselves. Why do that? We're looking to help those people who are ill-equipped, ill-sourced to help themselves to get ahead. I have a passion for young people and young people doing and giving and getting from us who have benefited. Yeah? To give them that leg up. Yeah? All of you here who were born in Barbados have benefited from the island. I have benefited tremendously from the free primary education that was offered. Yes, I left the island. Yes, I went to university overseas. But my foundation was built in Barbados. Yeah? As many of us who emigrated, our foundation was in Barbados. The healthcare when we were there, when we were born, that was free of charge. We owe Barbados that. Yeah, that's how I see it. So I'm about how do we help each other? Those who can afford to do so, help those who can ill afford to do so. Right? So our mission is about creating that positive, lasting change through targeted community investment. And I talk about investment a lot when I meet with donors because I'm investing in the people of Barbados. I'm not investing in a project. I'm investing in the people who are going to benefit from that project and where they can take it, right? So while this week we fund healthcare access, mental health has become a significant challenge. And we've seen that ramp up over the years. So we did a significant investment in that last year. Nutrition is key. Food security. Barbados has one of the highest rates of non-communicable diseases in the world. Bad nutrition. We eat badly to people at home. Yeah? And then when these things happen to us, we want the miracle cure. But it has to start from before it happens to us. We have to fix it. The way we fix it is through education. And at Legacy, we're starting small. We're starting from primary school to teach our young people how to do it better. Right? And in that, we're covering food security as well. Empowerment, we look at skills training, entrepreneurship, and community resilience. Again, a young people focus. And those differently abled young men and women who want to be productive members of society, who in many instances, their parents limit their possibilities. Because believe it or not, in Barbados, many parents still see their differently abled children as only being able to pack shelves at a supermarket or locking them away in the house. But you would be amazed when you go out and you meet these young men and women, how much and how they long to be productive members. There are two amazing projects that one I was so proud to support a few years ago. An investment then was a 3-year investment with about $200,000. These young men, started with these young men, teaching them, believe it or not, simple masonry skills. How to put blocks out, how to lay tiles. That group would then offer these young men their services out to construction companies. Yeah, they help them create invoices as private contractors, and these young men got hired. That project went on to embrace young women who were doing sewing skills. Yeah, very small, started in just their deacons. Those people are so grateful because 2 years ago they got a $500,000 grant from the government because of what we did 7 years ago to get them a kickstart to benefit those young men and women. There's another project we'll see a little bit about as we go on. So, why is donor support crucial? So many vulnerable communities on the island lack access to essential services. Donor funding, of course, helps us create self-sustaining projects. And every dollar that you give makes a measurable impact. The credit union itself, we invest roughly about $500,000 a year. That comes from profits. Yeah? That can do so much. I have individual donors who give back on a monthly basis, some on an annual basis. Yeah? So we're doing all that we can as a reputable organization to help these people in Barbados. One of our marquee projects, started a couple of years ago, is one called New Growth Aquaponics and Farming. We launched it in 2 schools. We started at Allerton Primary in St. George, and then at the Grand Adams Memorial in St. Joseph. What it did was development of greenhouses with fully functioning aquaponics systems and animal husbandry. So they're small scale farms. It created connections between the school and the communities that they're in. Teaching those young people how food gets to where it gets. Yeah? Teaching them farming from a different perspective. Farming is not going out in the field and plowing. Farming includes science. It includes a business aspect of farming. It includes design, because you're going to be selling your produce. Yeah? And how are you going to make this business self-sustaining? It amazed that Allerton Primary, within the first month, actually got a contract from a supermarket to supply them with fresh lettuce. Yeah? They sell their meat. Because it's nice to have your rabbits and your sheep, but they sell their meat to the community. That helps it sustain. And the children understand that. Yeah? And in the middle of St. George, we have a fish farm. Yeah? Selling tilapia. Right? We spoke about mental health. We just did a project with the psychiatric hospital in Blackrock and their sheltered workshop. We modernized it. Yeah? It's all about integrating people with mental health challenges back into the community to be productive members. So they renovate and repair furniture, especially traditional Barbados furniture. Yeah? These men are learning a skill so they're not a burden on their families. Yeah? They go back out, they make their own money, productive members of society. And that was a $50,000 investment. The aquaponics, so far, that investment, I think is $120,000. We have 1 more school to onboard. The Barbados Association for Support and Employment, they're Greenwich in St. James. That investment of $120,000 went to renovate the interior and exterior of the center in order to use that space more effectively. They provide training and equipping physically and intellectually challenged young people for the world of work so they can lead fulfilled lives. Training is provided in food prep, including life skills, production of regular and breadfruit fish cakes, which if you've never had a breadfruit fish cake, trust me, they are fantastic. I was doubtful, but they're good. Coconut bread, assorted jams, chutneys, and juices. And they sell predominantly at St. James Parish Church once a week during tourist season when the cruise ships are in. And that's a stop on the tours so that these tourists get a taste of some of our traditional fare. But again, it's empowering these young men and women. Yeah? I've used them for catering events that we have. That's how we invest in our projects. Right? So ways that you can give. So of course, there are one-time donations providing immediate assistance to critical projects, while recurring donations ensure sustained support for long-term initiatives. For those of you who are connected to any corporation, you have your own company, you can make corporate donations. And then we talk about legacy giving, estate plan. So as you're looking at how you can invest and you are successful, how do you give a gift to an organization such as Legacy that is going to make sure that your money is used for the purpose of what you said inside. Yeah? I was making a one-time donation, tax against me, so you can make a check, pay with Legacy Foundation, or a transfer. Again, I'll share this information, or if you're in Barbados, at any branch of Barbados Workers Cooperative Credit Limited. Wire transfer, I'll set that information, I'll send that to you so you can share that. That. So, before I wrap up, accountability is important. So, strict governance and financial oversight. As part of a financial services business, we make sure that we're audited every year and we're audited by external parties. Yeah? We do annual reports and provide donor updates. And 100% of any private donation is used towards project. We do not use any money to fund the operational side of Legacy or anything like that. That is funded to the credit union. So 100% of our donations collected go to projects. Yeah? So I'm going to encourage you to join us in making a difference. Because your support actually will make a big impact. And together we're going to build a strong. And I think that's all we want.
Thank you, Hanif.